wearing white, of course. And then on the other side, I dreamed I switched on the stars in my maiden form bra. All Clear Medicated Makeup by DuBarry. There's a lot of ads in these magazines for acne-prone skin. Teens Ask Tony, and these are questions about hairstyles. Ambush Perfume by Dana. See, they're even advertising Dial soap for your complexion. Wow, that scared me. Destroys odor on sanitary napkins. Okay. And then this is a striking ad for Miss Exquisite Form. And more acne treatments. Physohex, sitting it out while the others dance because of acne. Physohex can help as she holds her sad little balloon, I guess that is, the knitting bit. And that's a knit tunic. Interesting. Ursula Dubois patterns. And here's a full color Rexall ad. See your Rexall cosmetician at the store with this sun. And again, for the fresh, clear complexion, 4-way medicated treatment. Our love medicated makeup. The Woolaton. Enter the Make It Yourself with Wool contest and win a European holiday. Isn't that lovely? Well, I hope that the person who won this contest had a really fabulous trip. I could scream blemishes moved in the same day I did. Now, how do I save face with Angel Face medicated makeup? Again, with the medicated makeup. What kind of medicine was in all of this makeup? Just salicylic acid? I don't know. Benzoyl peroxide. Back to school beauty bulletin. What's a good going away gift for my girlfriend who's off to school this fall? Send her off with a hobo stick packed with things she's bound to need. Make it yourself with a pretty bandana kerchief she can wear later. And what do you put in it? Sweater washing soap flakes and Dreamflower talc. Oh yes, just what she wants. And Pond's dry skin cream, of course, for that complexion. And then this is a more interesting ad for tampons, for Perset's tampons. We're not just in a woman's brain, we're in a photography studio trying on different outfits. See, isn't that better? The tampon that's right even for single girls. Okay. And look at these cute shoes. The classmate shoe with the gilly laces. The smoothest writing pen you'll ever use. Wow, that's quite a claim. And here we go. Here's an ad for Noxzema for your bad complexion. And here's Bonnie Bell telling you how to clear your skin too. And here's a girl listening to records in her Sears girdle with fibers by DuPont Dacron. And here's a great 2-page ad for the Columbia Record Club, which was later known as Columbia House Record Tapes and CDs. You could choose from these albums like Joan Baez and Jan and Dean, Goldfinger soundtrack. We still have the little return card for records for 99 cents. And here's a fiction piece in the magazine called Welcome to Willow Springs by Alan Clyburn. Continued on page 70. What not to tell your best friend. Some secrets are dynamite that can blast a friendship, wreck a reputation, or cause personal unhappiness. It's a really cute little drawing here. And here we have our main story about the music group, the King family. And this was a large singing group of deodorants. And Sam, the redhead that was on the cover of this magazine. And here's a Modus ad. I find that they made very pretty artistic ads in these magazines. This is for a maxi pad, or as they call it, a napkin or a shield. And here is a little column about handwriting analysis. And here they are analyzing Julie Andrews' handwriting. That's funny. And look at this great ad. So colorful. Bobby Brooks, fashion in Orlon. So look at this 1920s inspiration. See, even back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, they were still taking inspiration from previous generations' fashions. This is another pretty ad for CoverGirl Medicated Makeup by Noxzema. The clear skin look you love. What a beautiful ad, though. And then here is the regular column in Teen Magazine by Derek Taylor, who was actually the Beatles' press agent. And so he would write this column kind of telling you little bits of gossip about various groups. And here we have another fiction story called The Package by Harriet New Robinson. This is a continuation of the King family article. And then we have the Dear Beauty editor column. Wow, I love this. We have some great 1965 hairstyles. Love it. So pretty. I mean, this just looks like a hairstyle you could have today. It'd be totally fine. Maybe not so much this one. Also cute. Oh, I love these. And I love her glasses. And here's some more hairstyles. Oh, look at that. That is so pretty. Oh, that is just gorgeous. I love that. And then here we have a nice blonde hairstyle. Look at that little curly cue. Probably wouldn't stay all day, would it? And then here we have tied back with a little bow. And here we have the sideburns. And even more hairstyles. Look at these. Look at all these curls on top of the head on these. And then some curls here with the cute little bow. The curly cue doos. And here we have some little short cuts with a headband and a barrette. And now we have some fashion. Some lovely New England fall fashion. Looks like a kind of a velour jacket top. Little booties. Here we have the school uniform look. And this is for after school. But the way that models used to stand in the 60s was just really bizarre. I don't know why they would have them stand in these weird positions like this. I really like this skirt. Not so much a fan of these pointy shoes. Yes, as they pretend to eat Sundays. Not really a fan of these dresses as much. I don't think they look as good as the previous ones. But here's a full color ad for Secret Super Spray deodorant. Lets you feel cool, calm, protected. Dear, 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 dear Jill by Jill Miller. More advice. There's a lot of advice columns in this magazine, and they have such terrible problems like, I don't know what to get my boyfriend for his birthday. We've been going steady for 2 years, and I've given him everything from a sweater to an ID bracelet. And she's like, well, how about a book or a subscription to his favorite car magazine? And again, for your complexion, we have Safeguard antibacterial and deodorant soap in the jewel box package. That's a really horrible ad. Let's move on. Cotams. Cotams. Is that how we're saying that? Cotams. Cotams. The Kotex tampons give you extra hours protection. I see they didn't keep this little trademark name very long because it's not quite catchy, is it? This dress is a little bit better. It's interesting that this is 1965 and this dress to me has so much of a 70s look to it. And some shoes, again, the extremely pointed toes, very much in. I mean, not all of the shoes have it, but most of them do, including the boots. So that's interesting. And another fiction short story, The Stork from Overseas. It's a very messy illustration. And here's a little more current music gossip from your favorite artists. Like, here's a young Mick Jagger, and here's Steve McQueen, and Claudia Cardinal. I can't pronounce that last name. Shalene Shindig's Girl with Glasses from the, she was a regular on the show Shindig, which was a music show, variety show. This cute little subscription card for teen, 5 months for only $1. Your magic carpet to fun, teen magazine. The Wafer Grapevine, Wafer of the Year. What the WAIF stands for. Must be some kind of a charity that the Royals were involved in. I don't really know. Blemishes. New Clear Complexion Soap helps clear problem skin. New Jergens Medicated Beauty Bar. Everybody had a medicated soap or medicated makeup. And here's a cute little swing line stapler for only 98 cents. Swing line dot stapler. And here's another terribly named feminine hygiene product. Scott Confidence. Confidence. All this plus a polyethylene shield so you can get right back up on that horse. Beatles fans, this poster-size Irish linen towel mailed to you direct from the British Isles, and the Beatles received nothing from this football doll in your school colors. Your guy's number on his back were 98. That's a sleepwear set that looks like a sleeping bag. And here's all the places you can buy it. The things in the magazine. Free refillable purse-size hairspray when you buy special protein formula. See, even then, all about protein. Respond hairspray. I've never heard of this brand. Respond feels as if you haven't sprayed at all. And here we have another poor girl with bad skin. But never fear, there's help with Fresh Start by Pond's. Cleans out oil-choked pore openings, the breeding ground for blemishes. Here's your ticket to being the next Miss Teenage America. There's a very young Dick Clark. Look at that great Dr. Pepper bottle. Carolyn Mignini, Miss Teenage America 1965. And you can get this weird tote bag for only $2.50. More new Fruggies. These are cute. Made from genuine lamb's wool. Average height 8 inches. Fashion fun with sewing. Slaved periodic pain. Sad Sue to Glad Sue. Free of pain with Midol. I like the cute little tin that they came in. That's nice. Friendship photos. Freckles. Is your fine beauty hidden behind a mass of freckles? Stillman's Freckle Cream lubricates that lightens. I don't even want to know what's in that. I can't afford to be skinny sizes 1 to 5 only. There's not very many sizes. Answers to teen questions on feminine napkins from Codex. Of the 4 different levels of Codex, we have regular, slenderline, super, and Miss Deb, especially for beginners. And on the back, we have the Breck set. New hair from Breck set, the America's Junior Miss set. I really love those bottles, don't you? So pretty. Well, that's the end of this issue of Teen Magazine. If you enjoyed this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Hello everyone, and welcome to Dreaming of the Past. Today, we're going to flip through this beautiful copy of Teen Magazine from August of 1965. So, let's get started. On the cover, we have this girl with a beautiful scarf on her head and these really cool looking geometric sunglasses. Are you bored? I hope you're not bored yet. We haven't even gotten started. Now, this first color ad on the inside cover is actually an ad for Tampax. But you'd be forgiven for not being able to tell that immediately. And then over here, we have this really cool ad for Columbia Record Club, which became the Columbia House, if you might remember that from the 80s and 90s for CDs. So you could get 7 records for 99 cents. All Clear Cleansing Greens by DuBarry. Here's the table of contents. Teens Ask Tony. It's a little advice column. But they all seem to be about hair care. I'm going vacationing at a dude ranch. Any fast, easy way to set my hair and keep it looking great? You need a setting gel. Okay. Here's a Bonnie Bell ad. If my 1006 lotion doesn't take care of your skin problem, I want to know. And that's what Bonnie Bell looks like. I didn't know that. And here's an ad for a Jerry Lewis movie called The Family Jewels. Here's the letters to the magazine. Over here we have an ad for Dial soap. Gentle, effective Dial. A most sensible approach to a healthier complexion. So here they wanted you to use Dial soap on your face. I guess these are maxi pads called Confidence by Scott Paper Company. Your fashion guide for fall. Look at these cute 60s outfits. Plaid tights. Go with the plaid shirt under this jumper. Cute back to school outfits. And here's some more skirts, because girls had to wear skirts or dresses to school back then. It's interesting that they have a lot of hats. And plaid was very much in. Look at this adorable little coats. I love the belt on this one. Little hat with pom-pom on it. nice bag. And then here's listing the places you could buy these items. Sudden Beauty Facial Mask. The 5-minute facial that dissolves cosmetic buildup. Oh, and then here's an ad for one of those schemes where you buy greeting cards and then sell them to your friends and family. $100 is yours for selling only 100 boxes of our fabulous foils Christmas card assortment. You make $1 for selling one box. Cut out entire business reply coupon below. Mail it today. Cheerful Card Company. A column called Party Line about things to do in various regions, like in the Midwest. The Beatles are coming through again. And here's a color ad for Moda's napkin. It's advertising that it has plastic on the back. Interesting. Dear Jill, and this is an advice column for things other than hair. This one. Dear Jill, my problem is my mother. All the letters I receive, she insists upon reading, and when I get a phone call, she always asks who it is loud enough for them to hear. It's very embarrassing. I'm 14 years old, almost 15. I hope you can help me. And then she's just saying that, well, I think you're entitled to privacy. The 05 color ad, the Aware ones. Look at that hairstyle. Guess it probably required all of these other products as well. New Woodbury Dream Glow makeup that never looks made up. Barbara Parkins, that Peyton Place girl, lives in her own private fantasy world. And then here's a short fiction story called Cherry Pie. Okay. Teen beauty queens, where are they now? And it talks about 4 different teenage beauty queens from the last few years and what they're up to. Like Miss Teenage America 1963. Well, it's Miss Teenage America 62, 63, 64, and 65. Reasons Why Beatles Summer Tour of the U.S. May Be Their Last by Derek Taylor. Derek Taylor was the Beatles press officer. So this is interesting. I'm going to be reading this entire article myself. But actually, their summer tour in 1965 was not their last. The next one in 1966 was their last tour. And they never toured again. Respond Hairspray. Special protein formula hairspray. Free refillable purse-size hairspray. When you buy new special protein formula. And here's a coupon to save 15 cents. Respond feels as if you haven't sprayed at all. This summer, Q-Tex swings on the bikini beat. I didn't know Q-Tex made lipstick. These cute lipstick cases. Oh, these are just adorable. Answers to teens' questions on feminine napkins. This is an ad for Codex. There's a section about movies. 5 months. Teen magazine for only $1. And then we have some cartoons. Boredom, the boredom bit. Action is the secret weapon to crush this dreary companion. So basically, if you don't want to be bored, you should go do something. That's good advice. You are what you write. Find out the true personality of your favorite star by handwriting analysis. This month's guest celebrity, Mia Farrow. Look how young she looks. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen her that young. She was on Peyton Place, the TV show. And then this is actually an ad over here. You can depend on Showgirl once a day hairspray with Lady Godiva. My Fair and Frantic Hollywood in this month's spotlight: Patty Duke, Brian Wilson, Bobby Sherman, Mia Farrow, and Dick Clark. A Summer of Freedom. This was another short story. The Charm of You. This is a spread in the beauty section. Sort of lessons on how to be more feminine and charming. Posture, poise, composure, real interest in those around you are the hallmarks of true feminine charm. Okay. So they're telling you how to properly sit in a chair, how to stand properly. Want to look like you were raised on pinto beans and boiled coffee. Lady Stretch Riders by Lee Jeans. Official tailors to the West. People didn't wear jeans as much back then as they do now. Dear Beauty Editor, questions? What causes a rash to appear when I finish shaving my legs? There's a section on grooming. I really like her hairstyle. These shoes with a little kitten heel. She's got to put on her perfume and her makeup and her gloves to go out on her date. New hair set from Breck Set, the America's Junior Miss set. And then this is telling you how to create this style, how to place the rollers in your hair. Beautiful hair by Breck. Graceful hands. Why, thank you. This is telling you how to give yourself a manicure. On the international beat. There's more to courages than white boots. Marks of Courage, a French designer who has captured Paris. These white boots are kind of odd looking. Bright and British, scrambled London looks, prints, checks, tweeds, and stripes. Thanks to the Beatles and other English rock bands, inspiration for fashion throughout the 60s. Sweaters with a Latin beat. Highland heathers and clanny Scots. Muted hues sparked by bold plaids. We have plaid pants, plaid jumper, plaid skirt. Wiles of the Orient. These are supposed to be Asian-inspired clothes. Patrice Gonder's hair has to look nice every day of the week, so she uses Breck. So she is the 1965 America's Junior Miss. She apparently uses Breck shampoo. This is a spread for sleepwear called Moon Maid. It's a really strange looking onesie. Oh, look at this wonderful full color Coke ad. You'll go better refreshed with ice cold Coca-Cola. Gives a lift to your spirits, a boost to your energy, a big, bold, unmistakable taste. In short, Coca-Cola is more than an ordinary soft drink. Things go better with Coke. It's a very nice ad. It's very bright. High and dry without a guy because of my spotty skin. It's for Fresh Start by Pond's new medicated cleansing gel. Here's more of the sleepwear. Look at the little ruffles on these pajama pants and these weird bag-like slippers. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say about that. Yeah. Okay. And these just look like dresses. They don't look like sleepwear. Plaid was everywhere this year. Practical Plaid by Mr. Sneakers. Next month in Teen, big back-to-school issue. Pretty Talk by Cindy Parker. Food is fun. We got some recipes for a rye bean witch. So you take 1 can of Campbell's barbecued beans, 1/4 cup hamburger relish, 6 split hamburger buns, 1/2 cup chopped Bermuda onion. Bonanza on a bun, Gunsmoky burgers. See, these were all named after TV shows at the time. Rawhide, Bonanza, and Gunsmoke. Isn't that clever? Mary Morgan answers questions about menstruation and a tampon that's right even for single girls. Okay then. It's for something called Persets, which I've never heard of. Telling you that tampons are great. Beltex Santy Panty in the Golden Girl box. Okay. The Wafer Grapevine. I don't even really understand what they're trying to sell here. This ad is being very vague about what they do. I think maybe it's modeling. I don't know. Blemishes, the new Jergens medicated beauty bar. More new Froggies. Dig these latest furry arrivals from Froggyville. These are interesting. Oh, and this is a continuation of that party line from earlier about the different regions, like here's the South and then the West. Bonnie's blue with periodic pain, but Bonnie's gay with Midol in the convenient tin. Direct from Hollywood to you, free star photos. Your own movies and slides starring the Beatles. Fantastic special Beatles 8mm film plus Argus projectors for only $4.98. Behind the scenes of A Hard Day's Night. And Beatles' first concert tour in color. Big picture of worldwide surfing. Surfing yearbook number 2, only $2 for 224 pages. And it even shows you the table of contents before you buy, so you can clip out this coupon and mail it for your very own copy of Surfing Yearbook number 2. Now we're getting into the back with these fun little classified ads. A lot of them are for pictures, strangely, in this magazine. Grow long nails in minutes. Use magic nail liquid formula. Preserve your copies of Teen for future reference. In this leatherette binder. Handsome leatherette binder. And on the back cover, we have a color ad for Kotex tampons that I see why they didn't keep this name. Kotams. That doesn't really work. Kotams are compressed to be more absorbent. So you can have extra hours of fun. And then on the back cover, we have an ad for Physohex antibacterial skin cleanser for acne, because these teen magazines are always full of ads for acne products. Well, that's the end of this issue of Teen from August of 1965. If you enjoyed this video, if you could please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello and welcome to Dreaming of the Past. Today we're going to look at this issue of Look magazine from April 2nd, 1968. So let's get started. And for the first ad, we have this beautiful 68 Ford. It's a really cool looking car, isn't it? Look at those taillights. Back when cars had style. And then an ad for Clairol Instant Condition Lotion Treatment for your hair. We put 100 nails in this year's self-sealing tire and then drove it 100 miles. Here's a little sidebar ad for Tampax. Very plain. And here we have an ad for the Encyclopedia Britannica. Isn't that interesting? Never go out of date, will it? You could mail this little card for a free booklet. Wonder how much this cost back in 1968. I bet it was expensive. $100,000. Wow. True Temper Eager Beaver sweepstakes. I guess they manufacture all of these tools and fishing rods. And this cute little plush beaver. And here we have a classic Chevy pickup truck. Again, look at that style. They just don't make them like that anymore. And here's crypto pens. I wonder what color that is. Guess we'll never know. And this is an interesting ad for AT&T. These are Bill Blass, I guess nice, but who knows? Elmer's glue, Borden chemical, that used to be there. Well, I guess because it was the Borden milk products. So I guess this was their chemical branch makes the glue. Problem perspiration, Mitchum antiperspirant. And we've got some more cool cars, 1968 Pontiacs. Wow, gorgeous. Love that yellow color. And here's an ad for Family Circle magazine. I occasionally do flip throughs of this on my channel, but I haven't found one from the 60s yet. I'm going to keep an eye out. Beam's Choice whiskey. Griffin liquid wax for your shoes. And then we have an awesome looking console TV by Westinghouse. Red fabric for the speakers. I wonder if it came in other colors. And then here's a small color TV for $400. I really like this minimalist wheel cart they show with it. Oh, and it comes with the stand. That's nice. Bartenders, instant cocktail mixes. Meet the Swinger. And here we have exam prep books. That's interesting. Never seen an ad for these before. Law school admission test, the MCAT, Miller Analogies test, which do they even do that anymore? Is your 16-year-old son a better driver than you are? And whoever had this magazine before actually took the little quiz. Isn't that cute? Chrysler. Now, Ozite carpet tiles. It's interesting now. Wow. This whole room is a vibe, isn't it? I mean, oh my gosh. They really outdid themselves decorating this room. The yellow couch. Oh, love it. Made with Vectra olefin fiber. And I guess this is an ad showing how International Paper turns industrial sludge into medicine that you're supposed to take. Awesome. Thanks for telling us that. You probably should have kept that to yourself. And here we have the Plymouth Roadrunner with the Roadrunner and the poor coyote. He just can't catch a break. And be sure to watch the Petula Clark special on April 2nd on NBC. And then here we have the cover story about the campus mood in 1968, which was a very troublesome time in U.S. history. And here we have an ad for Campbell's vegetable soup. And are you noticing it's the 60s? And Helvetica is the font of choice for everything. Vegetable soup made with beef stock, not suitable for vegetarians. And Seagram's 7. These people having way too serious of a discussion for a party. Wow. The girdle for the summer jersey. And while there's this striking giraffe print dress, what we're really selling is this horribly uncomfortable looking girdle that's underneath it, allegedly. And here we have an article of the musician Donovan. Got some great photographs here. Like, this is amazing. What a gorgeous. Like, there's nothing more 1968 than this photo right here. Love it. Oh, this is another wonderful photo of him in England. Oh, and here he is with the Maharishi. Because I think he went to, I think he actually went to India with the Beatles when they were there. Oh, look at this gorgeous console TV. Wow. Oh my gosh, I have never seen one this fancy. I just can't get over it. Look at the little drawers and the little gilded accents. And it looks like, I bet this closes, it doesn't cost $3.50. I bet it's a little more, especially since that one is probably $3.50. Magnavox. More Helvetica for everybody. Safety starts with how you drive. General Motors. Very serious. I still don't see anything about safety belts. My parents talk about how they had to take their car in to go get seat belts added to it back in the 60s. And an ad for Cool cigarettes. And a spread on Southern ham. Here we have a ham with cloves pushed into it. And showing you the process of making the hams in the smokehouse. They're hanging up in the smokehouse and they get covered in mold, but that's actually protecting it. So you just cut off the outside. Kemper Insurance. Vaseline hair tonic for the clean guys. And here we have lovely Oldsmobile. Try the Young Mobile from Oldsmobile. Cute. And this is the Delmont 88. Look at that glossy paint. Black interior. That's a cool looking car. So many cool cars back then. Oh, and I love this classic Holiday Inn sign. That is so cool. I don't know that there's even any of these around anymore. Oh wow, look at this old American Express card. That's what they used to look like. It just looks like a library card or something. That's great. And oh, these look delicious. Jello pudding macaroons. And see, it's a macaroon because it's a coconut cookie as opposed to a macaron, which is an almond cookie. And this story was also on the cover about the artist, Jamie Wyatt. And he painted this portrait of JFK. I don't know, people considered it controversial. I don't really understand what the controversy was at the time, but this is the portrait. I think it's a very well done portrait. It really looks like a photograph. I mean, very well done. And Walker's Deluxe Bourbon. And this is an ad for S&H green stamps, showing how you can even trade them in for guitars. It's interesting. It's a really cool looking guitar. Camel cigarettes. Where will it all end? Lots of cigarettes are going to great lengths for extra flavor. And an ad for Mr. Salty Pretzels. It's cute. Well, it's saying a new name. I wonder what so Mr. Salty is the new name. I wonder what the old name was. And here's an article about Mike Nichols. Director, directed The Graduate, among many other films. Antique bourbon. That's a very strange ad, isn't it? And we have some fashion, some spring hats for girls, and home beneficial life insurance. And we have some more cute hats. least. More lifestyles of the rich and famous. That's a nice dress. And sports. I don't know who any of these people are. And look, here's a Toyota Corona. It's a cute little car. Very different from the American cars that we saw previously. $2,055. Some placemats. Or you can hang them on the wall. Your choice. And this is funny. Palmolive shaving cream and lime. That's very interesting. I love this can though. It's a great style and color. Go great in your green 60s bathroom, wouldn't it? And here we have another long cigarette. Pall Mall 100s. Showing you how it's longer than a normal cigarette. Okay. Don't smoke. Well, that's the end of this flip through of this Look magazine from 1968. If you enjoyed this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye. A Kodak camera gift. What's a nice looking car like you doing in a Volkswagen ad? General Electric portable TV. Isn't it adorable? I love this. General Electric's family gift parade. Just remember 555-1212. Hello and welcome to Dreaming of the Past. Today we're going to look at this issue of Life magazine from December 2nd, 1966. On the cover, we have the Greek actress and later politician Melina Mercouri. And since this is a December issue, we've got some fun Christmas ads inside too. So let's get started. Put your hand over the gray half and see how much younger I look. Okay. Well, he obviously looks younger on the right half because they didn't put nearly as many lines on that side of his face. This is an ad for Great Day from Clairol. And here we have a Hoover electric frying pan with a warming tray underneath. That's a good idea. So it won't cook the bacon, but it'll keep it warm. Max Factor's Royal Regiment gift list for men. Aftershave, cologne, a cologne cannon. Fire the cologne at you. And Cannonball soap. That's cute. Table of contents. And a Julie Andrews Christmas record that you could buy from Firestone for $1 for the first one, but additional albums are $4.98 for stereo and $3.98 for hi-fi, which I guess means mono. It's Firestone presents Your Favorite Christmas Carols, Volume 5, Julie Andrews and Andre Previn. Evans butane lighters. Wow, those are neat looking. Very stylish. And a Kodak camera gift with film. A little flash cube. Kodak Instamatic 104. Less than $20. And then here's the Instamatic 404. For less than $60. And the Kodak Instamatic movie camera, less than $40. I think my parents had a camera similar to this. And here's some more Kodak cameras for the holidays. Instamatic 154, slide projector to torture your friends and relatives. Instamatic 804, less than $125. That's a nice camera. Super 8 projector, Super 8 movie camera, and a different Instamatic M4 movie camera. General Motors ad. So I suppose that it's like
This is like a view from inside the car because this is the sticker on the window and he's the buyer. I guess that's what they're trying to convey. Not the best car ad. Here we have Admiral TVs, a little portable TV for less than $70, and a subscription card for Life magazine, only $6. And for the Life 2-in-1 issue on photography. It's a nice looking car like you doing in a Volkswagen ad. And this is something called the Volkswagen Fastback. Never seen one of these before. It's really neat looking. Have you ever seen one of these? It says Gardner. Lovely leather accessories. My blue nail polish. It's a nice contrast with her red. I really like those rings. I'd like to find something like that at a vintage store. Pro hardware stores. Never heard of that. But they're having a Christmas sale. Well, you can get a little transistor radio, Black & Decker drill kit, an electric shoe polisher. Everybody needs one of those. Automatic lamp, appliance control, Christmas wrap, canisters, fake Christmas tree, and lights. And here is the Encyclopedia Americana, a competitor to the Encyclopedia Britannica. And so here's how much it costs. It says, as illustrated, $299.50, $10 down, $10 a month. Available in combination with other sets at prices ranging from $349.50 to $499.50. I wonder what the other sets were. Van Heusen shirts. They were around back then. They still basically look the same because, I mean, how many ways are there to make a button-down shirt? And here we have General Electric portable TV. Ooh, this one's in color. Very nice. $270 for that little guy. That was a lot of money back then. I love this big console TV though. Look at the wooden details. Soft whiskey chased the chaser away. Calvert Extra. It's an RCA tape recorder. A reel-to-reel one. So from the top, this is an 8-track player. This is a reel-to-reel recorder, and this is a battery-operated reel-to-reel. NBC Radio and Valentine's Scotch. This is an ad for Life magazine, and here's an ad for 7-Eleven money orders by American Express. See, the reason why the store was called 7-Eleven was because they were open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week. McNaughton Canadian whiskey, a Smith Corona typewriter, comparing how much you can write in 30 seconds versus how much you can type in 30 seconds. And here is the typewriter. Isn't it adorable? I love this. Oh, power space. What is that? I wonder if it just sort of like automatically does 2 spaces instead of doing this, you just do that. Wow, it really saved time. Ford advertising, hey, we have seat belts. Because, those were a new invention in the 60s. My parents talk about how in the 60s they took their car in to get seat belts put in because it didn't come with any. Then this is just describing all the standard safety features on all the 1967 Ford cars. And here's some Schaefer pens for gift giving. Love her outfit. And the Ford Fairlane 200. Look at that car. It's so long. How does it even fit in a parking space? I love that color though. Letters to the editor. And here's an ad for Timex watches. World's first electric wristwatch for ladies. Lovely. Companion to the world's most popular electric wristwatch for men. The ladies' electric is $45 and the men's is only $40. Well, that's not right. focusing on their repair of this statue that you see here that's missing its head. And then here is the mummified head of Pharaoh Ramses II, builder of this monument. And at the beginning they have this quote from Shelley Ozymandias with the famous, "Look on my works, ye mighty in despair." And so here is them working on that statue. You see it's missing its face, but it also gives you a nice view of how the statue was created, that it was made to be in pieces like this. And so here is the face on a truck being moved into place, and then there they are lowering the face onto the statue. A delicate nudge puts Ramses into place. Impressive. Look, there's a person under there. That's a scary place to be with all that stone above you. Sun rises as Pharaoh planned. This is a monument that's in pieces. It needs to be reassembled. Actually sent it to the United States to be on display. And it wouldn't be the 60s in Life magazine without an update on the space program. So for this one, Gemini's last mission is a Lulu, now onto the moon. I'm afraid I am not up on my 60s slang to know what a Lulu is. I guess it's a good thing, but anyway. And this is Buzz Aldrin, who would later go on to be the second man to walk on the moon. I don't think anybody knew that he would be on that first mission yet. And this is also Buzz Aldrin doing a spacewalk. And these pictures were taken by Jim Lovell. And take that again. And here we have the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. So that is Wallis Simpson, the former King of England, after he abdicated, of course. And over here we have this wonderful ad for Swanson frozen dinners. I'll have some of the orange. And this is the 3-course turkey dinner. So we have cream of tomato soup. That's what that is. Lovely. And you have your turkey and gravy, some peas, mashed potatoes, and the apple crisp. Don't forget to remove the foil from the apple crisp a few minutes before it's done so that it truly does get crispy. We gave your great-grandmother a Merry Christmas. Now we have something for everyone in the family. This is Singer, which makes not just sewing machines. And aren't these cool-looking sewing machines? I love that. But they also made record players, typewriters, and vacuum cleaners. And Lucky Strikes. Here's a photograph of Japanese people protesting over the price of milk, so they're dumping it in the river. And here's another pen that you can give for gifts, Parker pens. That's a neat looking pen right there. Parker 75. $25 in solid sterling silver. Wow. Sure, a heavy pen. How do you make a long distance call when you don't know the telephone number? Just remember 555-1212 for long distance information. Brought to you by AT&T. And here we have the cover story about Melina Mercouri. And this is about her training to be a dancer and a singer for a Broadway show of Never on Sunday, which was the stage version of a movie that she was in 1960, and she was nominated for an Oscar for Best Actress. And then years later, they turned it into a Broadway show when she came to New York. We have some great Zippo lighters. Look at that. We've got sports design, gold-filled shimmer is what this one's called. Solid 14 karat gold, $175. Wow, fancy. And then in later life, Melina was actually elected to Parliament in Greece. And then a few years after that, she was made the Greek Minister of Culture. And then here we have an ad for the rums of Puerto Rico. Make some rum nog. And sadly, she is smoking a cigarette in this picture. And then she passed away at the age of 73 of lung cancer. And here we have Admiral Color Console TV. I really like this one. I like this one better than that one. And then here we have console stereo. The Toastmaster electric knife with these other appliances. Whip and chill tonight. Like Netflix and chill, I guess. Vanilla Crunch Parfait from Whip and Chill from Jello. I feel like that didn't catch on. And so this parfait is made with a package of the vanilla Whip and Chill and grape nuts and orange marmalade. This sounds awful. This one sounds okay, but still kind of weird. This is the fruit cheese pie. The filling doesn't need any cooking, but it's got gelatin, can of crushed pineapple, sugar, cottage cheese, lemon juice, a package of the Whip and Chill and cherry, put in a pie shell. So that sounds kind of weird too. But then over here we have an ad for Rolf's wallets. Look, here's an old American Express card. That's what they used to look like. Full color 2-page ad for Del Monte ketchup, the only ketchup made with pineapple vinegar. That's interesting. And this is also an interesting way to get a rebate, 25 cents if you mail in the neckband from one. But then you can also hand in this coupon in the store for 7 cents off. An odd number. Sawyer's slide projector. Again, competition for boring your family and friends. And here's an ad for pennies. Christmas is no time to give the man in your life a basic gray sweater. Showing you the rainbow of sweaters that you can buy. General Electric's Family Gift Parades. New lovely appliances. Food Center 21. This great yellow side-by-side fridge freezer. We have dishwasher with the butcher block top. Portable color TV. Clothes washer. Console stereo. This is a very unusual one. It looks quite short. This one's very odd looking. And here we have a stove, but I don't know this. So this is the main. So there's an oven, the cooktop, but up here it's not a microwave. I'm not sure. And then this is part 2 of a multi-part series about American families, or this one American family, the Smiths. I'm really not sure why they were focusing on these people. But there's quite a long article in here about them. Line guard antenna systems. Apparently you needed a more powerful antenna for color TV than you did for black and white. And here we have Pontiac. This is the Pontiac Grand Prix. Very cool. Convertible. Marlboro menthols. Fashion spread. Shawls and sequins from a rag picker's paradise. This is about old clothes. That dress is beautiful. I love that. Here's this old shawl from the 30s. Old granddad. And the fancy decanter. The 67 Plymouth Barracuda. Wow. This is the Sports Barracuda. Love that color. And this is the Barracuda hardtop and the Barracuda convertible. Very cool. $24.50. America's lowest price sports car. Ronson lighters. A lot of lighters at this time. These are cool looking. These look kind of big though. I guess the perfect gift for someone who already has a Ronson lighter is what, a case for it? Oh, it says, well, another lighter. Some more fashion in London. Say it's a 1925 dress. Interesting. That's cute. And this is a game called Clock a Word. Press the lever, a new group of letters appear, the clock starts ticking. The action begins as you and the other players race each other against the clock to make the longest possible word in the shortest possible time. This one didn't really seem to catch on though, did it? Peggy's dismal when she's having her period, but Peggy's bright with my doll. And here's another cute dress. Looks like it's also from the 20s. That's adorable. And take Arm & Hammer baking soda for your heartburn and add for the Peace Corps. And then this is an ad in a magazine for magazines. This new invention shaves 3 hours closer. It's an ad for this little Remington electric razor that really looks like a little transistor radio, doesn't it? Get a haircut, hippie. And are you ready for some football? More football. Michigan State. We have the Dreyfus Fund. Is this lion just demanding that you give it all of your money? True blue cigarettes. True green cigarettes. And here is the article that was on the cover about U.S. hospitals and how they're terrible. And it's about the new ideas that they were coming up with for new modern hospitals. Like the fact that the way that hospitals at this time, old hospitals were laid out, things were just too far apart. So they want to design them that things are more accessible for emergencies. Calms anxiety, lifts depression as it relieves headache pain. Anacin. It now has a combined new action that actually calms anxiety and helps lift your depression as it turns off headache pain in minutes. Do they make Anacin anymore? And now you're cooking with gas. For clean modern cooking, gas makes the big difference. More bourbon, Old Taylor Kentucky bourbon. A man needs jockey brand support. Only while he's surveying, I guess that's what he's showing here. Chic on your new Chevrolet, wheel covers of stainless steel. Choose your favorite hubcaps. And here we have the 67 Malibu sports sedan. Not quite as cool looking as some of the other cars we've seen, I think. Precision made in West Germany, Decora cameras, because remember, there were 2 Germanys, West and East Germany. Joel Carson, unitized television. What is this for? Are we selling the TV? Oh, this is a horrible ad. Imperial whiskey. Everybody's getting whiskey for Christmas. Jones sausage. Real farm sausage from a real Wisconsin farm. Dr. Grabble. Pipes. And this is the Weathermate Comfort Meter. It shows you the relative humidity and temperature of your space. 1967 American Motors. We have the Rambler wagon, the Rambler the Rogue convertible, and the 220 sedan. Fujica Instant Load Super 8 movies. That's really cool. Very small. Johnny Walker Scotch. Advertisement for subscription to Time. Here's the reply card. 27 weeks for just $3. Perhaps hospitals should be raised every few years. Well, that would be very expensive. Helbros calendar watch. Never heard of this brand before, have you? This is the science section. Computer that really cares. And this is like a sculpture, though, created by British cartoonist Roland Emmett. That's sort of making fun of computers. Here's the drawings of his designs. I really like his art style. Never heard of him though. And here we have Polaroid cameras. This one's under $60. This one's under $150. Checkers Scotch whiskey. And this is the cartoonist here with his sculpture. Quick Quaker Oats, 1 minute. Bundle him up inside too with hot Quaker oatmeal. I can't put my arms down. Here we have the Chrysler. It's a terrible color. Why is he hiding under the dock? And here we have a photo spread of a dog and bones from out of the swimming pool. And here we have a bunch of portable TVs from Magnavox. Gosh, choose your size. Interesting. Portable TVs were very popular. Okay, so what's going on here is it's like a billboard for being put up for a movie with Max von Sydow, and it's a bird flying in front of it, and it looks like he's raging against the pigeon. I think that's what they're going for in this final page. And we have one final decanter of bourbon for your consideration for Christmas gifts. And then on the back, Pall Mall cigarettes, new luxury length. Well, that's the end of this issue of Life. If you enjoyed this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! This is a very nice full-color ad for Ford Galaxy. And astronaut Gus Grissom training 7-Up ad, beautiful gown, live better electrically. Vista Car Wax by Simon Eyes, a beautiful ad for his Cadillac. Hello and welcome to Dreaming of the Past. Today we're going to flip through this issue of Life magazine from May 9th, 1960. And on the cover, it features the actress Yvette Mimieux. And she was in the movie The Time Machine in 1960, and she was also in the Disney movie The Black Hole. So let's get started. Look at the color of this AMC Rambler. Love that color. What a cute little car. And then here's an ad for Listerine. Listerine is for breath. Toothpaste is for teeth. Hallmark cards when you care enough to send the very best. Men's Electric Razor by Sunbeam, the Roll Master, and a coupon for 10 cents off of Hellman's Italian Dressing. But it expired on September 1st, 1960. And people enjoying Seagram's whiskey in their palace. And here's an adorable 19-inch Admiral portable TV with a wireless remote control. These look so uncomfortable. These girdles, Old Spice shaving cream. Some ad for Dacron synthetic fibers by DuPont, showing that it was a popular fabric for nurses' uniforms and factory workers. And an ad for L&M cigarettes, patented miracle tip. And premium saltine crackers, they really have not changed much at all, have they? The League of Honest Coffee Lovers. Publisher Alfred Knopf. Pictures of famous authors like Thomas Mann, Willa Cather, Jean-Paul Sartre, Camus. Here's the Dodge Dart. And a Plymouth station wagon. Wow, look at that. The fins and the white walls. That's a cool car. Eat Special K to get extra protein for life insurance. Jockey Seam-Free Boxers. Swift's Premium Standing Rib of Beef. Gilby's Gin and Vodka. An adorable little mini 850 by VMC. And they also sold Austin Healey's and Morris under $1,300 in 1960. And this is an article about the presidential campaign in West Virginia. The election was in November. Well, would be in November. This is in May. And there's Kennedy talking with coal miners. And this is Hubert Humphrey. Humphrey's campaign bus, Kennedy, and Franklin D. Roosevelt Jr. It's Humphrey again. There's Kennedy. And here's an ad of a guy examining oysters for Campbell soup. I don't know why that needed to be a full color ad, but okay. This is a very nice full color ad for Ford Galaxy. It's a cool car. I wish it was a photo instead of a drawing. And for Rosesburg, here's a picture of the new capital of Brazil, Brasilia. And this is a little item about how a guy robbed a liquor store and also stole the clerk's pants so that he wouldn't chase after him. And an ad for the Hammond organ. Look at all the fun these people are having. I think this is the worst Kotex ad I've ever seen. Like, this is really bad. This ad for fishing lures is actually better. I mean, don't you want a weedless spoon? This is a beautiful ad for Revlon lipstick and nail polish in Pango Peach. Beautiful colors. Look at the weird handle on the cap for the nail polish. Looks kind of awkward. It's a really beautiful ad though. And Hunt's ketchup on scrambled eggs. I don't like ketchup on scrambled eggs personally. And I also prefer Heinz ketchup. This next article is about the debates they were having in California over capital punishment as they were preparing for the execution of Carol Chessman, who never murdered anybody, but he did attack some women, and they got him on kidnapping charges, which made him eligible for the death penalty, and he was executed. There was a lot of debate over that in the state. Had for Western Union telegrams. A beautiful ad for his Cadillac. That is just gorgeous. And every Cadillac needs some tires. So here's the Firestone Nylon 500 with power tread. Firestone gives you action traction. New Angel Face with cosmetic silicones lets you change your skin tones. You can wear any fashion color. Art Carney on TV. Better Living by Board Water. Resistance is futile. Quite a yellow and brown life these people lead. Pure Coffee Nectar. Instant Chase and Sanborn coffee. And here's an article about the Mercury astronauts who were still in training, and this was written by Alan Shepard, who was the first one to go into space. And Life magazine had an exclusive deal with following the training of the astronauts. Samsonite king-size folding table. Shepard training in the Mercury capsule in the pool. And astronaut Gus Grissom training in the water, also with the Navy in Florida. An adorable little red convertible, Lark by Studebaker. Never heard of that. Fleischmann's Whiskey. Max Factor, California case mates, matching lipstick cases and makeup compacts inspired by famous California designers. These are beautiful. I bet these are very collectible nowadays. They're lovely. And in the tire competition between Firestone and Goodyear, here's Goodyear's precision-built turnpike-proof tires. 7-Up ad, that beautiful gown, all of that. Telephone system, long distance. Wow, look at that purple carpet. That is beautiful. Those Heavenly Carpets by Leaves. It's a lovely photo spread of water lilies. Here's some yellow ones. Some beautiful yellow and purple and pink ones. And red water lilies. Insured Savings and Loan Associations. Infant seat. The gift new mothers will bless you for. So you can just put the baby in the middle of the floor. Early Times Bourbon. Do these two ads go together? Is that what she's really doing over there? And here's a bunch of men awkwardly spending time in the outdoors. This Van Heusen ad. Showing you some different large hoop earrings, which were in fashion at the time. Robert Knickerbocker beer. Robert, people have a thirst for living. I really like that dress. It's cute. Live better electrically. When mom has to be away, electricity babies pop in the kids. Cooks without flame, dries without fumes. Heats water without flame, heats the house without dirt. Means better living. Full strength horseshoes canned in Florida. And here we have the cover story with Yvette Mignon. She was only 18 at the time. Here's an ad with Ava Gabor in a gorgeous gown for Smirnoff vodka. This issue has part 4 of a 6-part series on Greece. Some great cover photos. Traditional Greek dress. Greek royal family. Greek Orthodox priest. This is a wonderful picture of the Acropolis in the background. And in the foreground, modern Greece with the neon signs for Swissair, BOAC. Very cool. The Kellogg's cereal variety pack. Rice Krispies, Corn Flakes, Special K, OKs, and Frosted Flakes. Pilots prefer Marlboros, I guess. It's a feature article about people who did not complete high school but have gone back to school for job training. Here's some of the students learning how to do jobs, like working at the Humane Society. She is a caregiver at a hospital. Working in restaurants. Boise, Idaho chariot races. And serve half peaches with your hamburger and your meatloaf, apparently. Interesting. Avon colognes for men. The Sunbeam canister vac. I didn't know that Sunbeam made vacuum cleaners. There's more chariot races in Boise. This is an article about how retail banking is changing. The bank a less formal place and giving patrons gifts. Apparently having ice skating shows in the lobby of the bank. Look at all of these great 1960 little electronic radios, all powered with Mallory mercury batteries. Canvas shoes, competitor to Chuck Taylor's. Tablets for poison ivy. Okay, I don't think that's a thing. Texaco invites you to write a prize-winning TV commercial. I wonder who won. They were offering a all-expense-paid vacation for 2 to Hawaii. Hygiene eye drops. Huffy lawnmowers. Ever-ready garden products. Like battery people, Ever-ready. They also made pesticides. Ad for a mobile home, showing you the layout, how nicely furnished you can make it. You can play croquet out front. There's an ad for Clearasil. It starves pimples. Dandruff free in 3 minutes by the clock with Fitch dandruff remover shampoo. Scott's lawn treatment. Weatherproof pop tent. When you purchase these dog food products. That's such a cute ad. Vista Car Wax by Simon Eyes. This pink wax in the bright gold can. And this final article is about Charles de Gaulle visiting the U.S. It's for men's clothing. And cat jumping onto a tree. Old Crow bourbon. A lot of bourbon ads in this issue. And on the back cover, Salem cigarettes. Air softens every puff. Still bad for you. Well, that's the end of this issue of Life magazine. If you enjoyed this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Hello and welcome to Dreaming of the Past. Today we are going to look through this issue of Life magazine that's all about Japan And it's from September 11th, 1964. So we have this beautiful cover of a woman in a kimono bowling. And the cover also has this little flap so you can see the rest of the picture. So this issue is only about Japan, but there's still plenty of great ads in here too, so let's get started. And the first ad we have is for Clairol Cream Toner. Now you can be a blonde of summer all year long. And Accutron watches. Accutron time. Is it ever wrong? Well, probably sometime. Accutron astronaut. And I really like the bracelet on this watch. It's very unusual. Letter from the editor. Aetna Life Insurance. Kind of a strange ad. But then we have this really cool ad for Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs in full color. They have a picture of the Trevi fountain that looks like in Rome back there. Yes, it's just as Italian as real spaghetti. This is no way for you to judge a suit. This is the wool mark. Assures you of the finest wool in the world. And here's a 2-page ad for the Time Reading Program. Which is interesting. I've never heard of this before. They send you some works of classic literature for young people. Like Bridge Over the River Kwai. Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce. And here we begin our feature on Japan. This is a group of girls at a Western style rock concert. And this is a picture from an earthquake the previous year. All these oil tanks exploded. But then over here in this picture, this is mountain is set ablaze at an annual festival in Nara. And we have some Japanese men harvesting seaweed. And here they are processing pollock and working in a rice paddy. This is a beautiful color photograph of a candle lighting ceremony at a Buddhist cemetery near Kyoto. What a beautiful picture. And people at some bathhouses. Here's some people getting a mud bath. And this is an annual festival where up to 8,000 youths clad in loincloths scramble for a stick thrown in their midst by a priest. The one who retrieves it brings himself happiness and fortune. Tree on horseback, wearing traditional dress. And this is a baseball game. Baseball, very popular in Japan. Here's a great 2-page ad for Firestone tires. Firestone's all-new nylon 500 with wraparound tread and gold stripe styling. Fancy. Yes. Perfect for hauling around your water skis. Canada Dry sparkling grapefruit beverage. That's interesting. You can mix it with lime sherbet. And here is an article about the U.S. ambassador to Japan. Lee Riders jeans, the brand working cowboys wear. Old Crow Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Cute. New Harley Davidson M50, only $225. Wow, that's really cool. And then over here we have some more Harley Davidson models. The Sportster, the Sprint, the Scat, the Pacer. Very cool. No helmets, of course, because it's the 60s. And then over here, Anderson window walls. That is a lot of windows for this house. The house has too many windows. Other insurance ad, this time for Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side. And then we have Sargent's flea products. For your dog, we have flea shampoo and vitamins and minerals, VitaPet powder, Lee's carpet, textured carpet. I don't know what you call this sort of pattern that's cut into the carpet. And a Remington cordless razor, Remington electronic, no E in front, electronic tube. Since we converted to flameless electric heating, we feel like we're living in a brand new home. You live better electrically. Edison Electric Institute. And then this little box here is showing you the different types of flameless electric heating, like baseboard heaters, or a heat pump, or ceiling cables, invisible. It's interesting, I've never heard of this before. And then central air throughout the whole house. Even my houseplants do better now that we have electric heat. And now we have an article about sports in Japan because they were getting ready to host the Olympics in October of 1964. So here's a Japanese woman playing volleyball. And we have judo and young boys hoping to be sumo wrestlers one day, and a high school baseball player. And here we have people enjoying various athletic activities. We have these slides that go down into this pool. And then here we have ski jumping. And here, look at this. It looks just like Top Golf. We have 3 levels of people driving golf balls. And here's a very crowded bridge to fish for trout near Tokyo. And more volleyball. And here are some Chesterfield people. Black and white Buchanan's blended Scotch whiskey. With a little Scotty dog and a Westie. Now we have an article about the Emperor of Japan and his family. This is the Emperor Hirohito. And this is them just showing how the Emperor is just a normal person. Digging clams like everybody else. And this is a great picture. Here we have Hirohito's son, Akihito, and his wife, Princess Michiko, and their son, Naruhito. And Akihito became the emperor after his father, but then he abdicated, and now his son, Naruhito, is the current emperor of Japan. And he's only 4 years old here. And then opposite, we have an ad for Kent cigarettes. The famous Micronite filter. And this is an article about how the story of Japan's past is told through art. This is a 4th century carved figure. And then these two are from the 12th century. One of the 12th century wars destroyed social order. Minamoto warriors rout imperial guards in flame-swept Kyoto. And here's an 8th century Buddhist scroll. Well, it's an 8th century picture illustrating an older Buddhist scroll. And here we have some 16th century art. We have a depiction of whale hunting. 14th century kitchen, cooking fish. And then we have telling the story of Portuguese traders coming to Japan in the 16th century, opening them up to the west. There's Commodore Matthew Perry. Satsuma Rebellion in 1877. Now this article, we're moving into the 20th century and the rise of military control of Japanese society during that time. And then here we have a watch from the atomic bomb blast at Hiroshima on August 6, 1945. And then, speaking of World War II, here's an ad for a Volkswagen bus. That's a really great looking Volkswagen bus right there. It'd be worth a lot of money today. Look at this wonderful ad for Tab Cola. 1 calorie cola from Coca-Cola Company. And look at this bottle. Isn't that beautiful? Love that. One of the few flights Shell doesn't fuel. More insurance, Continental Insurance Companies. Our motto, neither a Scrooge nor a Patsy bee. And this is an ad for wear-dated shirts and slacks. Acrylan acrylic fiber is made by Chemstrand, New York, a division of Monsanto. Here's the other part of this ad. Again, saying like, did you notice that this is made by Monsanto? Over here, it's a very strange ad telling you to encourage physical fitness in your kids, but that seems like an odd way to do it. And Bell telephone system. It's easy to telephone Japan. New station-to-station rate. The cost for calling Japan is lower than ever. Just $9. $6.75 on Sunday, plus tax for the first 3 minutes. That was very expensive in 1964. Coupon to fill out for a catalog of film strips to show in your classroom. And we have some uncomfortable 60s undergarments. This time by Chemstrand by our friend Monsanto again, but this time in blue. This is a terrible ad for mutual funds. How easy it is to mix 12 perfect daiquiris in 30 seconds flat. Well, don't drink them all at once. And then Bluettes, world's most comfortable household gloves for $1.69. And a very orange ad for Kellogg's Corn Flakes. Look how cute they did the Kellogg's logo with fruit in it. It's cute. Avon for men. And Miller High Life, the champagne of bottled beer. So, place your bets. Which one's her husband? Which one's her boyfriend? What do you think? The Zippo guide for new pipe smokers. And here this navy lighter that they're featuring, it says, with its owner R.F. Jackson, this Zippo lighter rounded Cape Horn 9 times in 1942 searching for German ships. It still works today. It's showing you how to smoke a pipe. And then over here, Zippo lighter fuel. And now we have some auto insurance, this time Motors Insurance Corporation, subsidiary of General Motors. Look at these great 60s cars through this beautiful fall scenery. And this article is Japanese writer Yukio Mishima talking about his thoughts about the United States' relationship with Japan. Do something about cavities now. Get Colgate, the big one. It's a terrifyingly large tube of toothpaste. And Merriam-Webster's 7th new collegiate dictionary. I wonder what number they're up to now. Proven aid to better grades. Dr. Scholl's. Carhartt work clothes. That's interesting. Pipe tobacco and a filter cigarette. Half to half. Half and half. I've never heard of this before. And an adorable little Honda motorcycle. Again, who's ever heard of a helmet? Why would we need one of those? And there's an article about the rebellious youth of Japan. Just like the rebellious youth everywhere in the 60s. Oh, street fighting. And oh no, they're listening to the devil's music and dancing. They're talking on the telephone and having parties at the beach. Oh no, those rebellious youth. I want to go to an Italian beach or to Saint-Tropez. Well, I hope that you got to, Yoko. Because yes, her name is Yoko. Short story by Masao Yamakawa, and Simmons Mattresses, supersized beauty rest mattress. You see here, looks like they went from like a full to a king. And here's an article about young women who work, I guess, sort of as hostesses, you could say. And a color ad for Gala paper towels. Isn't that an adorable little kettle? World's greatest sleeping pills, Bemco mattresses. That's a cute ad, I like that. And Hunt's tomato ketchup. Who ever heard of tomatoes getting a shower? Hunt's tomatoes do in cool, clear water. And we simmer them slowly in big kettles. So you wash the tomatoes? Is that something that was unusual at the time? And Amoco tires. We had some Firestones earlier. And Esquire socks. This family is expecting a new car. And then we have DuPont carcinogenic chemicals all over this raincoat to make it stain resistant. And this looks yummy. Ad for Ritz crackers, but they're spicy stuffed clams. Those look delicious. So these are cherry stone clams, and you mix with diced onions, garlic, green pepper, pimento, Tabasco, Ritz crackers, an egg, butter, clam juice, and topped with pieces of 8 cooked bacon strips. Sounds delicious. Unlike most of the other weird recipes that you see in magazines at the time. Bear aspirin. Cluster color coordinates. And White Owl cigars. Oh, and that's Dennis Day. And he was a singer. He was on the Jack Benny program for a long time. Subscribe to Life magazine for only 10 cents a copy. And then the last article in this issue is about Mr. Matsushita, a very wealthy industrialist in Japan, the head of the Matsushita Corporation. You see, they make all kinds of electronics, heavy equipment, but also they ran like hotels. It's one of those Japanese companies that is in a lot of different industries. There's Mr. Matsushita. And here he is with his grandson, Hiroyuki. So cute. And then we have Seagram's Canadian whiskey. Because, you know, you really should be drunk while you're out there sailing. And don't forget the cigarettes. We have Viceroy filter tips. Here, light my cigarette, honey. I'm too busy holding this tennis racket. So that's the end of this issue all about Japan. If you enjoyed this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!